Good evening, everybody. Ooh, that was a little bit too close. How's everybody this evening? Hey, Mr. Charles. Linda will be with us shortly. She's running a little late, but I'm going to put the link in there for you, Mr. Charles. Give me just a second. And welcome, everybody. For those of you who are brand new to our Let's Talk Autism, what this is just another way for us to come together and socialize and talk about things that matters to us. Um, so for those of you who don't know me, I am Nita. I am one of the admins, and my doorbell is ringing. Give me 1 second, you guys. Let me see if Mr. Charles is coming in. 1 second, you guys. Let me answer this door. Okay, that was my oldest son. So, again, welcome everybody. Let's see who's here. We're waiting on Mr. Charles and Linda. Hey, Teresa, how are you this evening? And there is Mr. Charles. Hello, Mr. Charles.
Hi,
How are
Nita.
you?
How are you?
Good,
Oh, I'm
good.
doing fine. How about you?
Doing good, doing good. Hey, Cynthia, there's Cynthia. How are you? Glad you are doing good.
Hi,
How's
Cynthia.
David? Have you made a decision on schooling yet, Teresa? Let me get him to turn his TV down.
Hi, Teresa. So, my Cynthia is laying down right now, laying down and resting.
Sorry about that, you guys. I'm getting some stuff moved out. Hey there, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
That's what I want to do. What did I miss?
I think she was responding to something you said, and I don't remember what it was you said, though.
Oh, okay. Hey,
I don't-
Lorienda. How are you? How's Brand? Okay. Well, he's almost done. I could catch my breath and close my door. Still waiting on Linda. So, what? Any news, you guys? Anything you want to share? I don't have a specific topic again this evening. Linda may have one, but we'll see. Hey, Pammy, how are
Hey,
you,
Pam.
Pam?
Yesterday, Cindy and I celebrated our 12th anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary. That's
Thank you.
beautiful. That is beautiful. Keep the love flowing.
Oh yeah.
Um, think hey Sonia, how's
Hi,
Queen?
Sonia.
Cynthia says
Thank you, Cynthia.
congratulations. Yes, that is beautiful. Happy anniversary,
Thank you,
Charles.
Pam.
Anybody have anything going on upcoming? Um, Autism Awareness Month is coming up. And hold on, because this son of mine, here's something. Mr. Charles, can you take over 1 second?
Okay, so David was staying the same junior high school for eighth grade, and now you have the official school diagnosis of autism. Yeah, in a lot of cases that makes a difference in getting services because they don't want to go with just what a doctor says. But that's good though. That speech class is helping him. It's something I don't think about much, but I remember now that when I got to college, my first term in college, I took a remedial speech course, and that helped me too. So and I a lot of times I don't even think about that because I didn't have any delay in speech development, but still people said the way I talked was funny, and anyway, that's something I remember now. Hey, Linda. We see you, but we don't hear you.
Hey, Linda. All right, love you. Love you too. Love you, little man.
Yeah, I see Linda. I don't hear her.
Linda, you there? What's wrong? The junk man worked quick. They took him? They took him right now. Let me see. Wait a minute, y'all. I gotta see
Now
something.
she just disappeared. Hey, Lorienda. Yeah. There's Linda again. Can we hear?
Hey everyone. Hey Nita,
Now
hey
we hear you.
Charles.
Now we hear you, Linda. How are
I
you
could
doing?
hear you guys. I didn't my headphones weren't connecting, so I didn't
Okay.
unmute myself yet. Um yeah, how are you guys?
We're doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Nita? Is
That's
Nita
good,
on mute?
Lorienda.
I'm up here talking.
Oh no, I was gonna say I can't hear her now.
Oh. So, how are you today, Linda?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. Lorienta says Brand is doing awesome and happy anniversary, Mr. Charles.
Thank you, Lorienda.
Yep,
And
happy anniversary. Hey
Camio.
Loranda.
Hello, Camio. Welcome.
Hi, Camio.
Camio. Lorienta says, hey, Pammy. Hey, sweetie, give Brandon a hug for us. How's Ralphie?
Hi, Pam.
Hey, Danielle.
Hi, Danielle.
Hey Danielle.
Hi, Lorienda.
All right. So, what's been going on with everybody? Once again, this is just us coming together to socialize. If you have a question, you want to share some good news, some bad news, or some in between news towards the end. If you have an event coming up, if you have an organization, if you have a group, or you're doing something awesome for autism and you want to come on up and share with the community, you are more than welcome. I'll put the link out there for you to come on up and join us and share. Please remember, you cannot share links in the comment section, in the chat section. You have to come on up and show face. So if you like to share something, just throw it in the chat, let me know, and we'll let you on up. Kelly says, my son is 21 with autism, several Autism Awareness Day and accepted event schedule in say that word, Mr. Charles. I know you got
Ponchatoula.
Ponchatoula. What's that? Louisiana in April. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. It's going to be Autism Awareness everywhere. Hey, Lori, how are you? Danielle, if you're not busy on the 6th of April, they're doing an Autism in the D is doing an autism walk. If you want to join us, let me know. And for anyone in the Detroit area, Autism in the D will be doing a autism walk April the 6th. So you can, for more information and to register, you can go to autism_in_the_D on Instagram or autisminthed.com to register. Registration is absolutely free. They do have t-shirts and sponsorships available.
Sounds cool.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Hopefully I win the lottery so I can retire. Yeah, I'm kidding you, God. I'm trying not to react to Queen doing certain things to release herself, but she's doing well. Good. I had to ignore DeAndre today because he was on the ziggity moon today, just back and forth. Just all of a sudden he was nice and calm, and then it just went pew. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Do you have him all week now, or how does?
Yeah.
And then when does Andre retire?
He probably won't. I think he wants to stay another couple of years at least. He might stay until he's 62. He may.
Okay.
He didn't. I guess he doesn't know right now, but yeah, he's still working.
Okay.
Yeah. Pam says he is good. Good, Ralphie. Terrible visit with his dad today. He fell asleep on the couch. Ralph didn't interact with him much. Irritates. Oh.
Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah.
Nita, I want to be like you, retired.
Yeah, or like
me. It feels good too. It feels good. Yes.
Yeah, it is good. I've been retired 9 years now.
Oh yeah. It's a beautiful feeling. Beautiful feeling.
Yeah.
And for those, I know I have inboxes full that I still have to get to, especially on Instagram. Ooh, I opened that and it was just flooded. I also have emails. Now I'm gonna say, honestly, I purposely have been ignoring emails for the month of March because this was my retirement month. So if you have emailed or inbox, I am slowly but surely getting through all of them now. I will be back to part. I'm still on a semi little celebration break. My kids won't let that happen though, because they keep pushing them grandkids over here. And have walked in on her. I chop it up to stemming. Okay. My son David ate double for the first time at In-N-Out. I've never been. I don't even think we have an In-N-Out around here.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but well, it's obviously a double hamburger, but
right,
it must be double something else too. Maybe double cheese. I don't know. Maybe
well, also, Yeah, that's what I fixed. Well, we didn't have double, but I fixed another. DeAndre loves homemade hamburgers now. So I had to fix him another hamburger this evening. And he's in the cabinets again, as usual.
Uh, I
And we,
remember my story with hot dogs when I was little. My mom, her favorite radio station was radio station WQXR in New York, which is a world renowned classical music station. And, one of their commercials, and their commercials tended to appeal to a highbrow audience. One of their commercials is that tell your chef to put Golden's rich prepared mustard on your meat before cooking. And so I insisted that the mustard that mom got, the Golden's rich prepared mustard, and then when she fixed hot dogs, she put it on hot dogs before cooking.
before cooking.
They have a burger at In-N-Out Burger that you order and they put the mustard on it before they fry the patty. But it's funny, yeah, that's almost like the same thing he was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot I had Instagram open. I have to get used to this again, you guys. So Sunny says, happy anniversary, Mr. Charles. Hello,
This day,
everybody over here on Instagram. And she also says, my grandson has autism. Welcome. Thomas says, good morning. Good morning. Where are you located, Thomas?
yeah, tell her thank you, by the way. Oh, Sonny,
Mr.
thank you.
Charles says, thank you. And he just got through eating you guys. Sonny says, my grandson has autism and he mumbles so much trying to talk. He will be 5 this year. Praying that soon he will be fully talking. He says some words, he knows a lot, but just not verbal. Okay.
That's a good step toward becoming verbal, and hopefully he will become verbal.
Okay. Linda, can you? Yeah. Keep the faith because my son was nonverbal and he had just started saying words. He still has trouble. He still doesn't have that much functioning language, but he knows enough to get what he wants. There he goes with the daddy house. But give me a second, you guys, so I can tend to him. Linda, can you take
Okay.
over for a second? Okay.
Yeah, sure. Don't remember where. Oh, she was reading from Instagram.
Somebody said something about having fibromyalgia.
Yeah, that one was a link. So that one got deleted. Not allowed to share the links. You can come on live and come on the camera and promote. Sonia, okay, DeAndre. Okay, Danielle says DeAndre needs another day at the trampoline park. That was so cool. I wish we had one of those here. That was nice. He looked like he was like one of the few people there. Uh, Lorianda says me and DeAndre jumping together. I know that's what I wanted to. I wanted to get out there. Um, Teresa says it's called a double cheeseburger.
Maybe it's a double burger and double cheese. Maybe that's why it's called that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it probably is.
probably
Yeah.
what it is.
Lorianda says homemade hamburger is so good, isn't it?
It's sort of like the time my mom made French bread using leftover, she made French toast, I should say, and she used leftover, toasted French bread to make the French toast out of it. So she said, you can call this French toast.
Oh yeah, it is because it was cooked twice and it was. That's funny.
French toast made with toasted French bread, or French toast in other sense.
Cynthia says, I know all about grounds, not getting paid for travels or meals, lol, retired 5 years. So she's right up there with Anita. How many grandkids do you have? Lorian just says, every time I visit West Coast, I visit In-N-Out. We haven't well, I haven't. I didn't like In-N-Out that much, but then I
Uh,
started reading a secret menu, and then I think we went like twice in the last 2-3 weeks. But yeah, I always was like, I don't know what the big deal is, but I learned how to order it, so I guess yeah, I guess Lori and
so it's just
um
the hamburgers. Is it like rallies or checkers or something?
no, it's not like either one of them. It's like a it's like super fresh. Like I don't know. Like it's just super fresh. Like they don't freeze their
Yes.
meat. They have they make
Yes.
the potato fries right there. I don't know, it's just
Oh,
different,
okay.
but it's pretty good though.
Okay. Yes, DeAndre. Yes. 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 I thought you wanted your juice. Okay. 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 We understand that. Can we sit down? Okay. Okay. It's gonna go on all night. And you know, as he's still not only well, he's finally gotten used to getting up in the morning for school, but he's still on the weekend schedule. So it's time for
Oh.
daddy to pick him up. You know, he
Mhm.
usually gone around this time. Daddy's not
Yeah,
here.
that's why I was asking. Yeah,
Yeah,
because this is just 1 week into the new schedule, right? Or
right.
is it two?
Two. This will
Oh,
be
one,
going
yeah.
into 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
into two. Yeah, okay, yeah. Uh,
yeah, he's driving me up the wall. Oh my goodness.
Teresa says it has 3 patties, 3 slices of cheese, and grilled onions on the hamburger buns.
Okay, so actually it's a triple. It's a double triple or yeah or triple or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Or a single double. I don't know. I don't even know why they call it that. Double double.
You're
Yeah.
welcome, Sony. Is it Sunny or Sony? Sony.
Yeah, it's almost like Sonic. Sonic doesn't taste as fresh to me. Well, In and Out tastes fresh, but it doesn't taste. It's not like I'm not gonna say it tastes healthy, but it tastes fresh. Where Sonic, I guess, is maybe not as
Oh,
fresh, but I like Sonic too.
I was actually asking Sony was her name
Yeah, you get a
on
single burger. Yeah,
Instagram.
I figured you probably could. Yeah.
Yeah. You can get a single burger. Okay.
And that's all they have is well, they have the beverages, but they have is milkshakes, the fountain drinks, hamburgers, cheeseburgers, and fries. They don't have like all these different kind of hamburgers and all that unless you order it special.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's one of those simple hamburger places.
Oh,
That's all
okay.
heavy
So we
And
food.
their prices are pretty good
have
too.
another Sonia. Sonia on
Oh, is there another one?
Instagram. Yeah. She spells her name the same way as Sonia too.
Oh,
Just
okay.
I'm going back and forth, so you guys excuse me. I'm still learning this Instagram stuff here,
Yeah.
but we are also live on Facebook, running at the same time. So I'm going back and forth. Okay.
Isn't Instagram, like if you no longer have your parents, one that you can manufacture a grandmother.
What's that? What he say?
Is that what Instagram is?
It's
Oh.
oh my goodness, Mr. Charles. Mr. Charles, why don't you introduce, since we have a few new faces over on Instagram, can you give a quick introduction of yourself?
Sure. I've been participating with this group for several years now. I'm a retired mainframe computer software engineer. I'm on the autism spectrum. I was diagnosed when I was going on 50. And actually, my daughter was the first one to suspect it. She watched the movie Rain Man and then began urging me to watch the movie. And when I saw it, I realized why. And that, then was the first step that led me toward getting diagnosed. Anyway, I'm glad to share my experiences here and, give whatever encouragement I can give to parents.
Uh-oh, did we lose? Oh, there we go. That was me. Um, In and Out is more fresh. Do you have a public supermarket there?
No, we have I think we don't have Aldi's or Publix. We don't have Myers either.
No, Myers? How dare
Mm-mm.
you guys?
I know, right?
Yeah, I've never heard of Myers
Because
either.
for the only time I went to one was in Detroit, and then but yeah, I wish we had a Myers.
Never heard of Myers here in Connecticut. Um, Publix seems to be down south. We had them in North Carolina when Cindy and I lived there, but not here in
And they're in
Connecticut.
Florida.
Here, the big thing is Stop and Shop. That's the big one. They've also got Trader Joe's and they've got Whole Foods. I go to both those places. Sometimes there's also ShopRite is another big chain here.
Oh,
No, we don't
Danielle.
have.
Danielle is over
And there's
on
Aldi's.
Instagram. She says Meyer is Michigan based, so that's
Oh, is
just
it really?
special to us.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I told you when we went there, it was the prices were really good too, especially compared to California prices. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Um,
same reason you won't
Lorienda,
find Verner's ginger ale elsewhere.
Yeah, we have Kroger, not a
yeah,
Food Lion.
we don't have either one. Oh, we have Albertsons, or we used to. We There might be an Albertsons somewhere, but I know at one point they all closed.
I know if I said we had Food Lion in Connecticut, I'd be lying.
Now, since we're on grocery stores, do you guys find yourself going from store to store when it comes to your loved ones? When one store is out of something and you just have to have it in the house, do you guys
I got
store hop?
what I started doing was, and I got Emily on this, and she was complaining, but I order all the groceries because I can't stand wasting time in the store now.
Uh-huh.
But I put her on my computer at the desk. She had her list, and I had her shop for the stuff, put it in the cart, and then I checked out. But it was her stuff, so I'm trying to have her because technically we'd be at the store doing it, but
Right.
I'm trying to show her, you order here, and then we pay, and then it shows up at the door.
Okay.
That's really good
So,
that she's learning how to do that.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I'll have DeAndre start doing that for the things he likes.
What Cindy and I have started doing is we started going to in the town of Orange nearby where we live. There's a farmers market. It's open. I guess several days a week. But on Tuesdays, if you go there and you buy at least $30 worth of goods there, they throw in a dozen eggs for free.
Yeah, I see you, Danielle.
So we'll get a lot of our stuff there. They don't have meat there though, so then I'll go to Trader Joe's or Stop and Shop or Whole Foods occasionally to get the milk, get the meat items, and get sometimes also the meat items. I'll go to a place called Ferraro's that specializes in meat items. Sometimes I'll go there, but I'll get the dairy, the milk, and the frozen dessert items from Stop and Shop or Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, one of them.
Okay, so Mr. Charles, let me ask you this. Is there something that you just have to have in your house that would make you store hop? And would you blame that on your autism?
There's nothing really that I have to have that makes it necessary to store hop though, because um, I've gotten very flexible in what I have for my meals, and
Okay.
I mean, that's one of the things I have to have for at least some of my breakfasts is eggs, but like I say, I can get them in any of the above, and the farmers market throws in a dozen eggs for free if I spend $30 there on other things.
Okay. Um, Lorienda says, I can find everything in Publix for the kiddo. He is now eating up my house. Great appetite now from the last 2 years. No appetite. Well, I am so glad he is eating. Whole Foods. Whole Foods is so expensive to me. Mm-mm. I
Yeah,
don't
one thing that
think I've
helps is
been in there once.
if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a 5% discount with that.
Oh, okay.
It also is good. Shop their brand. It's a 365 brand. If you buy this 365 brand, you'll find that's less expensive than other things.
There we go. So you guys have Whole Foods. Do you guys have Trader Joe's?
Trader Joe's? That I don't know. I think we do. I'm not sure because, I haven't seeked them out. Myers is my favorite store.
Which street is the one that you go to?
It's
On
on Grand
in
River. Grand River.
Oh yeah, that's the same one. Yeah, that's the same one we went. Because she lives right. Yeah, it was Grand River.
Yeah, Grand River and we lost Linda. Um, I always forget to grab ranch dressing, so I have to DoorDash it or I get a text from Queen. Okay, she has to have her dressing.
That's Cindy's favorite. She likes ranch dressing.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
And I like to just use olive oil and balsamic vinegar as the salad dressing.
We have a newer Whole Food store called Sprouts. Okay.
That sounds good. Yeah.
We have Sprouts. I haven't gone there yet though.
Yeah, we have Aldi too.
Now, Trader Joe's, where I've lived, has been actually quite reasonable, but maybe in Florida it's more expensive. I don't know.
So
Yeah, I
Teresa
think
said, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think Trader Joe's here at least is way better priced than Whole Foods.
Okay. Teresa says I have to go to 2 to 3 grocery stores. Okay, so what is it that David just has to have in the house? Yes.
And what
Oh,
stores
okay.
do you
So
go
we
to?
do. We do have Trader Joe's. I have no loyalty to any grocery store since farm. Right. They closed all the Farmer Jacks.
But yeah, the one thing,
Shut them
eggs,
down.
of course, that depends though, because I'll switch off in my breakfast. So occasionally I'll decide to get a bunch of bagels, get some lox and some cream cheese, and have bagel with lox and cream cheese several days in a row for breakfast.
Instagram Sonia says Aldi is a great store. Yeah, they have some pretty good things there.
Right now I got some eggs. I have some bratwurst I cooked up before, and now I just warm up one of them and have a couple of eggs with it, and the toasted English muffin with grape jelly, and that's my breakfast. I'll also have a fruit. Like right now, I've got canary melon and put a little lime juice on that, and that's good.
Okay. What is it? Canary lemon?
Canary melon,
Melon.
which
Okay.
I put a little lime juice on. It's similar to honeydew the way it tastes. It's yellow though on the outside, but it's on the inside. It's like honeydew. And
Okay.
I'll switch that off with other things. Like I'll get a papaya and Meridol papaya, cut it in half, have half of it one day, the other half the next day. And I'll have one day I'll have the dragon fruit. Have that one day.
Okay. Teresa says I have to go to Cost Less, Safeway, and Smart and Finals, and Amazon. Okay.
On
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Amazon.
Yeah. Safeway
Um,
we had in Virginia. Now the other thing biggest one in North Carolina is Harris Teeter, and they're also in Virginia, but they're mainly in that part of the country. They're not up here.
Okay. Safeway is similar to Aldi's in a way. I think they're about the
It's
same.
kind of expensive.
No, no, no. They're very reasonable.
Oh yeah, Safeway is expensive.
Oh,
And
is it?
even when, yeah, even when you use your club card, it's just, you can go in there and buy. Yeah, it's just it's so expensive. I don't even. I try
Oh,
not to
okay.
go there.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm thinking of something else.
When it
Yeah.
chicken Caesar salad from Whole Foods, yeah, that's good. I like their poke bowl too.
Chicken salad. That sounds good too. Safeway. Now, see, Winn Dixie is a down south thing. I know that. I always go to Winn Dixie when I hit the south.
Yeah, I think Florida had Winn-Dixie too. Oh yeah, because Florida is in Florida, huh?
Yeah.
Now I don't remember Winn Dixie being in the Charlotte area. That's funny when Cindy and I lived there. I don't remember Winn Dixie being there. Um, we did have Publix there.
Yeah. Yep. Sonia on Instagram says Aldi is a great store. Aldi, yes, very reasonable.
There's another small grocery store that was part of a chain. It was right in back of our apartment development. You know, right now I cannot, to save my life, recall the name of the place now.
Mr. Charles, that was, I
Forest
was
Teeter.
trying. What is that?
Yeah,
I
Harris
don't know.
Teeter
She
is
said
a chain of grocery stores based in Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in fact, Harris Boulevard is named after one of the founders of Harris Teeter.
Okay. You have anything in particular, Linda, for tonight topic?
no, not no, not in particular. No, um, just yeah.
Free
No, I
for
guess
all
not.
tonight.
It just seems like the school year is flying by though.
Yes, it is. And
Mhm.
I'm getting
This
ready.
is
Andre's going to be getting ready for his prom and his senior pinning, and then to walk across that stage.
this is
Daniel
Mhm.
will be
senior year.
graduating too.
This is senior year then for both DeAndre and Emily. Is that right?
No,
No,
Emily
Emily
graduated
graduated
last year.
last
Oh,
year.
she
Yes.
graduated already. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel, but Danielle's baby will
Oh,
graduate too.
oh,
Uh,
nice.
you spent, and we have a new Costco on Greenfield. I have to check out. You spend $200 and $400 at Costco without
Right?
walking. Yes. In between child
Seriously.
plants and vitamins. Yes. Real quick.
For real, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it is flying by, Lorienda.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Well,
Because
Queen is
Emily
2000.
going
has
to high school. Awesome.
what happened?
Queen is going to
Oh,
high school.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Our
Well,
babies are growing up.
Mhm.
here's the way to think about these years. 2023 was 7 times 17 squared. 2024 is 2 cubed times 11 times 23. And 2025 will be 3 to the fourth power times 5 squared,
Oh,
or we just say
Mr.
45
Charles,
squared.
my
That's how
head
I've
hurts.
been remembering it too.
Uh, 2026 will just be 2 times 1013, and 2027 will be a prime number.
Um, yeah, we have Sam's here too, Lori, in the Sam's Club.
That's what
Um,
I started doing, ordering everything on Sam's to be shipped. Unless
uh,
it's fresh, then I'll order it and go pick it up. But I try not to go in those stores, goodness, because then I come
right.
out with all this stuff that I don't need. And just like Danielle said, you just
They
go
get
in
you.
and it's already, yeah.
They get you. Now, Sonia on Instagram says, I just want to know, how is it a child can go from being very normal to becoming autistic real fast from a baby?
Yeah, well, I think the answer is, that the normal you're describing is in appearances. Everything appears normal. Uh, it's, I mean, you think about it, if you're in the eye of a hurricane, by all accounts I've heard,
Okay.
things appear normal at the moment. If you, let's say, you sleep through the storm and now you wake up, you're in the eye of the hurricane, things will look normal, but then you'll quickly find out
Daddy's
how
coming. Go sit.
unnormal they are.
And they say too, that it's so I guess depending on like I think Nita said she's seen it in DeAndre as a baby. But they say as a baby, not everybody shows signs of autism as a baby. But then you don't expect too many things, like talking and things like that until they get a little older, maybe closer to 1 or 2. So then you start to see the delay start to appear more the older they get.
And it depends too on the level of the child. In some cases, signs don't really start showing up till child gets
Hmm.
still a little bit older. Now, I'm not sure what
Yeah.
point my mom and dad began seeing things that were different about me, but I'm sure I must have been at least 3 years old before they really started noticing anything that they could that stood out to them, and you know, and
Well,
still they didn't really
DeAndre,
understand what it was.
right. With DeAndre, around that age, 18 months was when, he lost all his speech and everything. But it was a lot of things that I let go over my head. Things, I like to say now that he was a lazy baby. Um, because now when I sit back and think about all the signs, when he was a baby, he wouldn't hold his bottle, he didn't start crawling, the way he always smiled. It was just little things that I overlooked because I wasn't looking for something to be wrong with him, until it came to the time when he lost, his speech. Okay, DeAndre, can you go sit down? Yes, yes. So, then after, even then, I didn't want to believe anything was wrong with my baby. But after I went through all the phases and I sat down and I said, wow, I overlooked all these things. And I'm sure some of us have done it. It's probably some things you may have seen. And if you sit back, you can say, oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Now, that was a sign, but I just, wasn't there at that time.
Mhm.
I know when I was 4 years old, when we were on vacation and we were getting ready to make the trip home, and my dad and his bedtime stories to me told me some things that were like what we now call similar what we now call a social story. And he told me the account of a family on vacation and made a point of saying each night they stayed in a tourist cabin. Well, now that got me wondering what's a tourist cabin, and sure enough, yeah, that's we stayed in cabins each of our 3 nights on the way home. So they took a leisurely trip home from Michigan. You could have gotten home even back in those days before the interstate. You could have gotten home in 3 days, probably even two if you really pushed yourself. But we could have gotten back to the New York area where you lived. But certainly 3 days we could have done it. But they took a leisurely trip, 4 days, and that way, it was an adventure for me. I enjoyed it. It wasn't, this is strange.
Hmm.
I was ready for it.
We just we did the last, no, not the last, we had one more senior meeting the other day. I'm waiting for my yard sign. Victoria, hey Victoria, she says you don't notice the autism until different development starts happening. Yes.
Yeah, because that's the thing. By that time, obviously, my parents must have seen something about me that told them that I needed to be prepared for new things, for new experiences.
Hi, Bobby. Bobby says, I'm on the spectrum. Ever since I was little, my mom took me to the doctor at age 4.
Hi, Bobby.
Welcome, Bobby. Yes. Back then, I had so much trouble learning in school. I'm so glad they have therapies for kids now. There is autism that runs in my family. Okay. All three grandsons have been tested now. All three of your grandsons have autism, Bobby. Hey, Beth, how are you?
Hi, Beth.
Rivertown Market and Woodward Corner Market are subsidiaries of Meyer. Oh, okay. Okay. And Bobby says yes. Okay. Yes.
I don't know if Myers is a fairly recent thing or if it's been around a long time because I don't remember whether they existed in the Lansing area when I was in college. I
uh,
remember I remember there some grocery stores. There's one supermarket that you know back then, I remember in senior year of college, a friend of mine who was Jewish came over, and he and my roommate Mehmet went out to this market because Sunday night they didn't provide a meal, so we went out and got some Italian loaves of Italian bread and cream cheese, and they got uh, and my friend Bob picked kosher salami, and Mehmet wanted to know, does that have pork in it? And I told him, no, it's kosher salami. There's no pork in it. As he was Muslim, so he wouldn't eat pork. And I said, if they had pork in it, Bob wouldn't want to eat it either. And so anyway, then we would make ourselves sandwiches, and but I don't remember what the name of that market was.
okay. Sonia on Instagram says, Mr. Charles, at what age did you start being verbal? Go ahead.
Um, Probably not probably at as close to a normal age as you'd expect, because I don't remember that my parents noticed anything unusual about that. The thing
Yeah,
that was
you have
different
to
about me when
remember.
it came to being verbal, though, was that other kids noticed that I talked differently, and some of them made fun of the way I talked. And I remember one kid trying to get me to talk like him, and I tried to, and he got angry because I couldn't talk the way he did.
And then you have to remember too, Sonia, that all kids are different. Um, a lot of kids on the spectrum are verbal all the way through, and then some of our babies um, start off verbal and then become nonverbal, or they may have verbal delay, speech delay, and start talking later on. So yeah. Also, she asked, is autism genetic? It depends on who you ask, but
I
for the
think likely, in many cases it's genetic, although environmental factors may be part of the picture for some people.
right,
Because, for example, I remember reading articles some years ago about how there were a lot of cases of autism in kids born downriver from a certain chemical plant.
mhm.
Um, in my case, one of the things that Temple Grandin identified in the book Thinking in Pictures as a predisposing factor was having a lot of intellectuals on both sides of the family tree. And I have that definitely. Doctors, professors, authors, uh, both sides of the family.
Yeah. So I believe in my
What does
case, in my son's case, I believe it was genetics and some environmental factors may help push it along. Go ahead, Linda. I'm sorry.
oh, no, no, it's okay. What does everybody else think? I'm interested to
Yeah.
see what everyone thinks. Um, I read a few different things where I believe it's genetic as well. Um, and it was saying that, so like we my husband and I, we have the same, we have 4 kids. One of them has autism, but they were environmental factors that can trigger the genetic part to actually
Yeah.
be autism. So it is, I think it's mostly genetic, and if that predisposition is there, it's more likely when it's going to be triggered by an environmental factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing too, say in my case, is that my daughter and I both believe, and my mom believed it too, that my brother is on the spectrum. He's never been evaluated. And my daughter and I also both believe in my daughter more strongly because she knows her son better than I do, removed farther from him, but that he's on the spectrum as well. My grandson Ronan, who's going to be getting married in June.
Yeah. So I have now in my case also, my son, my youngest son is on the spectrum. My oldest daughter, she was diagnosed with ADHD when she was younger. And then her oldest daughter is on the spectrum. So the autism kind of skipped a generation, but the ADHD was there in both,
And
all my cases.
my daughter has
And
ADHD.
Mhm.
And I believe my dad, when we did this study, they wanted to put my dad as non-diagnosed or undiagnosed autistic, and then Emily, our youngest one, has autism, and then I just got diagnosed with ADHD. But I mean, looking back, I know I had it,
Right.
forever. But yeah, it's these things that you start to look at and you start to
Mhm.
really see like they're together, they're tied together.
And then another thing with DeAndre and my granddaughter, they're totally different. Whereas Kiyomi, my granddaughter, she has a lot more functional language and she talks. She's never lost her speech. I mean, she's had a little difficulty, but
Hmm.
she's never lost it. Whereas DeAndre started talking and lost his speech and then started talking again. But she's still more, I guess, advanced with the talking. I guess that's what I want to say. But you can tell if you're around her, you could tell the autism is there. With him, you can definitely tell the autism is there, but the levels are different. Lorienda says, I kind of knew when Brandon was about 1 year old. He was always delayed in everything except walking and potty training. He signed till about 3 years old. Okay. And see, DeAndre just uh, got or toilet trained in the last couple years where he can really go and I don't without assistance, without me wiping his butt or anything. So, and he's 17. So, you know, um, there's a lot of things that play into the differences between autism. Sonia says, I read that it can sometimes come from the father more so than the mom. Not
Hmm.
sure if this is true. What do
Yeah,
you
I
think?
read that too.
Uh,
And that's what makes that interesting, is that uh, kind of puts to puts to bed the idea that it's a sex linked gene, because if it were a sex linked gene, you'd
Hmm.
expect it to be on the that's on the X chromosome, and
Like the color
that
blindness.
would account for it being more common in boys than in girls, but that those can only be passed on from the mother.
mhm.
And so the fact that it even can at all be passed on from the father indicates it's not on the X chromosome.
Yeah, and that would be a difficult thing for me because my two older kids have and my two younger kids have different fathers. So that would be, I, I don't know.
Yeah. And then uh oh, that's what they were saying. They were saying, like Down syndrome comes from an older mom, and then they were saying first they were saying too that the autism was coming from the dad, and there was an older dad. But then now they're just saying that they really think it comes from the father's side, like the
Ah,
Down syndrome normally comes from the mother's side.
Of
okay.
course, the difference with Down syndrome and Fragile X is that those involve, you know,
Different.
a chromosomal abnormality. So it's
Hmm.
not necessarily a genetic thing passed on from the mother so much as that
No,
um,
yeah.
because of the mother's advanced age, because of her being later on in her childbearing years,
Hmm.
that increases the chance of that chromosomal abnormality. And I don't know if that's the same thing is true of fragile X or not, but that too involves a damaged chromosome.
Okay. Um, Roger said, I personally think it is genetics. Rachel says, hey guys. Hey Rachel, how are
Hey,
you?
Rachel.
Hey, Rachel.
Beth says, my grandson was diagnosed at 17 months, really never talked until about 3.5, 4 years old. Now talks more and more. Awesome.
Good that
Good.
he talks.
Nice.
Bobby says, I STEM and still do. I have a whole world in my head since a kid, too. I like to repeat words, too, because it's fun to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. DeAndre is a repeater, too. Rachel says, is is Casey is Cassie make this 2 time the school? Huh? D-
2 times the school called
oh, 2 times.
DCF
It's
on her,
crazy,
but
I
they
think.
didn't find anything though when they investigated.
Why would they call DCF? Rachel, I'm sorry to hear that because you never want.
Sometimes it can be something the child says that triggers, an automatic reaction by school officials. Some because you're talking about a child who does not have the sense of appropriateness that other kids have, and does not have the ability to understand how other people are going to take something, and so it gets taken away. The child has no idea how what he says is going to be taken, and it's
Mhm.
taken as evidence that the parents are doing something wrong.
Yeah, you would think the school, well, if they call, but you would think they would have an understanding, and the child has autism. There may be issues, so I'm sorry you're going through that.
Yeah, sometimes
Brandon,
you get different school officials or school officials that have a short memory or what have you.
yeah, Brandon started talking about 6 years old, good with speech therapy. He was 1 to 10 words from 3 to 6 year old. All right,
Well, that's good that he became verbal.
right.
Hmm.
Victoria. I didn't know Molly had autism until she was like 6. I thought just ADHD. Declan, I knew by the time he was 1. Andrew, I knew something was different about him, but wasn't sure it was autism until we had him tested at age 4. Okay. So, yeah, you had those differences there. My son in law is autistic and his son. Different ends of the spectrum. Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe it's genetic. I also think drug use while pregnant is a cause. Yeah, that could be one of those environmental
Hmm.
things too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Chris, what? Too depends on how you define autism, because that's why autism has kind of become a nebulous thing, because you know let's face it, let's say you talk about physical illnesses. There are a number of physical illnesses, for example, that have similar symptoms. A lot of things cause a fever. We lump all those things together as as fever. No, we don't, because we know that they have different causes, and that they call for different treatment too. I think back to my late first wife, Judy. There was a delay in getting her started breathing when she was born, and that caused some abnormalities in her, throughout her life. And, that coupled with the fact that her parents weren't particularly understanding about, the things that made her different and so on, that followed her throughout her life. But, would you define her as autistic? Would she, if she were still alive today and somebody were to evaluate her today, would they evaluate her autistic? Maybe they would. Who knows? But
Yeah,
that's
there's
sort
a
of
lot of different diagnosis
yeah,
that can go with symptoms.
yeah,
Lorienda says, I think in my family always had some special needs in the family, but back then they would label them the R word, unfortunately. Yeah,
Hmm. As
yeah,
a generality on top of that.
right, right. My great uncle had it too. Okay. I believe Brandon was genetic and environmental. Okay. Linda, I
That's right.
remember reading that also.
And
Okay.
who's this?
I have multiple sclerosis. Queen's dad is 83. I'm sorry. Queen's dad is 83. I think it's a mixture of the two. Okay.
yeah,
I didn't know you had MS, Sonia. Seem to be doing so well.
Hmm.
yeah. No,
I remember reading that, Linda. Everybody read
Oh
that
yeah.
but me.
yeah,
Lorienda says, I think I have autism, honestly, on the spectrum. Okay. And why do you think that, Lorienda? I mean, what types of things make you feel that you have or are on the spectrum? Bobby says, my grandsons are very smart in math and loves numbers. Okay. All right. Sometimes I wonder because some girls can present differently than boys. If they just don't give them the diagnosis of autism, even though some probably are. Yeah, I think some girls are overlooked, or what was it before, Linda? They can mask easier than,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think girls on the spectrum tend to be, on the whole, higher functioning than boys, um, who are on the spectrum. And I think the other thing, it's said that there are four autistic males for every autistic female, at least diagnosed. Well, and some are saying that they think it's is equal. I think the truth lies somewhere between the two. The I think it's somewhere in between. I think there are more autistic males than females, but it's not a 4-to-1 ratio. I think it's somewhere somewhat less than that. And that's my personal opinion of it.
okay, Sonia on Instagram says, my grandson looks at YouTube a lot, teaching himself a lot of things. He rewinds over and over again. Oh, yeah, they love that
Hmm.
YouTube.
Yeah.
She
I know
also
you said.
asked, oh, go ahead.
Oh no no no. It's okay. Go ahead.
She also asked, is it possible that a person on the spectrum can outgrow it?
No,
Once you're,
I'm
unless
77.
unless they have been misdiagnosed, a
Hmm.
child
They
with
will always.
autism will become an adult with autism. I love that
Even
quote.
Yeah, I'm
yeah. Even
77
if you
years
were to
old and I
say,
ain't outgrown it yet.
and even if you
You
were to
said,
say you didn't see any symptoms, it wasn't that they outgrew it. It's just that the symptoms are like that's what
nah,
ADA is for. That's what all
right.
this treatment is for. But it doesn't mean that they don't have it anymore.
Yeah, like she said, even if it looks like it's gotten better, that's all.
Hmm.
They can progress. Yes, they can.
Yep.
With therapy, with the help of therapy, they can really progress a
Or
lot.
if they don't have it anymore. It's possible they never had it in the first place.
Right. That's what I was saying.
Exactly.
They must have been
Yeah.
misdiagnosed. Okay, DeAndre, can you go to your room, please? Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna call him. I'm about to call him. See, Andre, can you come get DeAndre, please? Okay. All right. He's on his way, okay? Okay.
No, Emily wouldn't have went for that. She would have been like, "Let me
Oh,
talk to him."
he's gonna come back.
Yeah. She would say that's phony.
Hmm. Okay. Where were we? Some.
Oh, the autism, outgrowing autism.
Oh, the girls.
Oh, I think that was Instagram, right?
Oh yeah. So we're back over here. I think I'm going to test for curious and information purposes. Okay.
Yeah.
Who is that, Lorianda?
Uh-huh. My oldest dog diagnosed. You mean daughter? My oldest.
Her oldest dog.
It's got to be a mistake. Both children. Maybe she's saying my oldest diagnosed at 2. Both children diagnosed with ADHD.
Maybe
Okay.
got diagnosed instead of dog diagnosed. Dog
Yeah.
should be the word got.
Bobby says my great uncle was on my dad's side. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still wiping butt going on 24 years. Oh wow. Yeah, I just Roger, I just recently over the last couple of years he has gotten better, and this last school year he has really showed improvement, but it took a lot of work. Took a lot of work between, therapy and family just showing him what to do, and he finally got it. He finally got the toilet paper thing. So yeah, it took a lot of work. I believe it came from my kid's mom's side because there's others in her family with autism. Okay.
Yeah, it could well be. Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's equally can come from either side of the family. Maybe it appears to come from the dad's side more often, just because men are more likely to have autism, so you're more likely to see it on the father's side. More likely to see that there.
And then also, there should be more males that have it than females, because boys can have it from Fragile X, whereas girls don't have that because they have the dual X.
Yeah, of course, there again, and goes back to the definition of how do you define autism? Because
Exactly, yeah.
define Fragile X as a separate thing.
Yeah, we did this autism study, and I didn't know that they included that on there. That's what made me, and then that's when I started looking into that, and I was like, does Emily have this? But then I found out, girls don't have that. It's for boys.
Yeah, because that's the thing, how you define it, because it's a it's just like let's even narrow down the fever thing to high fever. Still, there are a lot of things that cause high fever. There are high fever caused by pneumonia, which calls for treatment with antibiotics. On the other hand, there are viri that can cause a high fever, and if it's a virus, antibiotic ain't going to do no good. You got to use something else that targets the virus.
Okay, everybody, we are overtime. So we are going to continue this discussion next week, same time, same place. Don't forget it. Join our book club, Autism and Us Book Club, on Facebook, our Facebook group. Give away 5 books every month. We are working on the book, The Reason I Jumped, the updated version. If you are a member of the group, the link for that book is in the group page, and we have started reading that, and we will have our first meeting in April. So have a great rest of the week. Any last words? Oh, go ahead, Linda.
Me and Charles won't be here next week. That's the 20th.
That's right. Yeah, I won't be here either. I
week.
wondered about you because, of course, for you, the autism group would be at 4:00 your time, but still you're getting ready for the memorial.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
But I definitely won't be here next week. And I presume that the week after that there won't be a meeting because it'll be Easter weekend.
Easter,
Right. Easter weekend, no, we won't be here.
So
Okay,
I'll
so
see everybody 3 weeks from now, and I guess the
Yep.
same goes for you, Linda.
Yeah. Sorry, the
okay.
dogs are barking. Okay.
Any
Everybody have a
last
good few
words,
weeks. Everybody have a good few weeks, and yeah.
Mr. Charles? Last words.
Yeah, again, everybody have a good next 3 weeks, and I guess I'll see you all in 3 weeks from tonight.
Okay. Sonia on Instagram says, I really appreciate all the information. I think that autism people are very awesome and smart. Yes, they are. Okay, everybody, until next time. I'm sorry I didn't get to all of your comments, but we will continue this. We are overtime right now, and I have got to go. I got to put this little boy to bed for school tomorrow. But I appreciate each and every one of you, and may you all have an awesome, awesome week coming up. Till next time,
Everybody,
same
All right.
place,
Good
same
night,
time.
everybody.
take
Bye,
care.
everybody.
Bye.